somebody else would like to take over for me. Excuse me, Lily. Good morning, my name is Jen. We'll be doing a PiYoga practice this morning. So we'll mix in some super traditional Pilates for our warm-up. We'll do a little bit of yoga flow in between movements, and then we'll add in some more maybe non-traditional strength Pilates stuff. If you have 1 5 to 8 pound weight, that's great, or 2 smaller weights, we'll use those at a certain point in class as well. So I invite you to find child's pose as we begin our practice this morning. And taking some time, as you come into your child's pose, maybe letting the knees come wide toward the edges of the mat, and taking some sways side to side through the body. So again, I think especially right now, we really need to offer ourselves a lot of grace, a lot of patience, and a lot of kindness toward our bodies and our minds. So as you arrive into child's pose, and your forehead finds the earth or maybe a block, you start to make that connection kind of right at your third eye with the earth. Let's take these first couple of breaths to start to find that sense of groundedness in the body, that sense of connection to the earth that supports us, helps lift us up. And maybe with each exhale, just allowing the body to sink into the earth a little bit more. And as the body starts to soften and sink into the earth, noticing what you're hanging on to in your mind. Maybe it's something that happened yesterday or something that's continually been on your mind, or something that's ahead of you today. Whatever that thing is or those things are, can we emulate, replicate that softness in the body and bring that to our minds, to our thoughts? As we do, creating this open space for new energy, letting the muscles in the face soften. And finding more expansion in the breath now. Creating more space in the inhale and exhale. And starting to maybe transfer into that Ujjayi breath, if that's in your practice. And child's place is such a beautiful place to really feel the vibration that the Ujjayi breath brings. So let's take a couple of breaths together. Maybe inhaling through the nose. Feel the belly open, the spine lengthen, the rib cage open. On the exhale, lips are together. Find that constriction in the back of the throat. Exhale through the nose, that fogging breath. One more time, inhale. Exhale through the nose. Let's walk the hands to the right corner of the mat. Left hand stacks on top of the right. And now maybe opening up through the left side of the body. Perhaps the gaze comes underneath the left armpit. Take a breath here. Feel that lengthening on the left side of the body. On that exhale, sink the left hip toward the left heel. And slowly start to walk the hands to the opposite side. Left hand, right hand stacks upon the left. Inhale all the way up the right side of the rib cage. Exhale, sink down, right hip toward the right heel. Coming back to center. Start to curve through the upper part of the spine, rolling up through that cat spine. Keep the knees nice and wide. And as we inhale, roll forward, let the hip bones come toward the mat. Heels and big toes connect behind the body, squeezing the shoulder blades hard as open. And sink back, child's pose. Exhale to ground down, sink in. Inhale, round the spine, press through the palms, pull forward, hips drop, heels lift, open, and exhale. This time as we come forward, Pause with the knees and the hips in line. Walk those knees in line with the hips. Take some sway side to side in all fours. Coming to center, stack the joints here, lift through the upper part of the spine. On our inhale, belly drops toward the earth, gaze comes up, heart opens. Exhale, tuck the chin around through the spine. Hold here in this cat spine. Really reach up, space between the vertebrae. And inhale, belly drops, gaze comes up. This time as we exhale, round the spine and hold, we'll curl the toes, lift the knees up to hover, just an inch off the earth. Take an inhale with that spine in cat. Exhale, lift a little more. Belly button to spine as we inhale. And all the way up, downward facing dog. Walk it out here. Allowing that bend as we start to warm up through the body, maybe walking, pedaling side to side. Maybe shaking the head yes and no. Just noticing the crown of the head start to feel heavy as it drops toward your mats. And again, we'll start to work toward finding a little bit of stillness in the body here. Heels don't need to touch the ground, but feeling that sense of expansion through the heart. As the chest drops through the biceps, the chest comes toward the thighs, and the heels might sink just a little closer to the earth. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, ground down. Gaze comes forward to the hands. Let's bend the knees, bend the elbows, and just tiptoe to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long flat spine, and exhale to fold. Pause here for a moment, maybe coming forward and back on the toes and the heels. We'll warm the whole body with a couple of sun salutations and we'll dive right in. So take an exhale, let everything go, come as deep into that forward fold, allowing that bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, shoulder blades squeeze. Exhale to fold. Ground down through the feet, big circle sweep up, arms sweep to the sides of the body. Take your inhale, pause at the top, right hand grabs the left wrist, and we'll just sweep that left hip to the side. So lengthening and coming to the side at the same time, stretching that side body. Inhale, give a little back, just come out about an inch, and exhale, come in a little deeper. Inhale, back to center, switch sides, left hand comes to the right wrist. Lengthen here, press down through that right foot, and then start to sass that right hip out to the side, reaching toward the back corner of the room. Take an inhale, give a little back. Exhale, drop in a little deeper. Inhale, back to center, and reverse swan dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold, big step back with that right leg. Release the knee. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up, Anjaneyasana, right hip bones pull forward. Exhale, fingertips come down, left hip pulls back. If you have blocks, this can be a great place for blocks as well. One more time, inhale, sweep forward. And exhale, left hip pulls back. This time as we come forward, curl the right toes, lift that right knee, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right toes sweep up. Exhale, round the spine, knee to nose. Inhale, reach up. This time the knee comes all the way through, pull, step through into that warrior lunge, and ground down through the right foot as the left toes lift, standing splits. Internally rotating that inner thigh up to the sky, and then slowly let that left foot drop to the right. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Big step back with the left foot. Knee comes down to the earth. Inhale, fingertips sweep up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, fingertips down, right hip pulls back. Nose comes toward the knee. Inhale, float forward one more time, dragging that back knee toward the top of your mat. And exhale, release down, right hip pulls back. Inhale, float forward, curl the toes, lift the knees, step back, down dog. Right toe or left toes sweep up. Exhale, round the spine, knee to nose. Inhale to lift. Exhale, big step through. Ground down left, lift the right toes. Internally rotate the thigh. So that inner thigh reaching up toward the sky. Soften the crown of the head down to the earth. And release the right foot. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold, step back to your plank. Option to go through chaturanga or Maiden down dog. So rolling the shoulders just in front of the fingertips, elbows stay hugged in, lower halfway. Inhale, heart pulls up and through. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest. Down dog. Gaze comes forward, bending the elbows, bending the knees. Hip hop or tiptoe toward the top of the mat. Sink down to the booty, have a seat. We'll take the fingertips behind the thighs. We're working our way down to our back to do a traditional core Pilates warm-up, but we're gonna really practice some targeted work on the deepest part of the core muscles on the way. 3-part movement. Those of you that work with me a lot know this is one of my favorites. So as we start to curve through the spine, so allowing the shoulders to come forward, we'll tip the pelvis. So tip the pubic bone up toward the belly button. So it's a tip first, then the rib cage folds over, then we squeeze and hold. Lower another inch, tip the pelvis up, fold and squeeze the rib cage over, hold. There it is, you've got it. Lower an inch, tip the pelvis up, fold the rib cage over, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 2 more, lower an inch, tip the pelvis, lift the pelvic floor, do that Kegel right here. Squeeze the rib cage over, hold. Last time, lower just 1 more inch. Hip bones pull up, rib cage folds, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly allow the spine to connect to the earth, 1 vertebrae at a time. Pull the knees to the chest here. Right away, we're gonna bring our focus and our attention to the connection of the spine to the earth. Maybe hugging the knees to the chest, stretching the lower back a bit. And then we'll begin our core warm-up here with the legs in tabletop. We'll do a little bit of abdominal bracing. So again, very small movement, but super powerful. So as the knees stack above the hips, you'll notice that lower part of the spine connect even deeper. Let's flex the feet here, reaching the heels in front of us, toes pulled toward the face, and then take the hands just above the kneecap. So at the tops of the knees, palms press in, fingertips spread wide. So we're finding that opposition. First, pull the knees toward the palms. Feel that lower back really press in and imprint. You may also feel the shoulders want to pull up toward the ears. So let's resist that temptation. Keep the work in the lower half of the body. So as the knees press into the hands, now let's give a little pushback. Start to press the palms into the knees. Feeling that action wrap all the way around the core. So keep pressing here. Hold, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now we're gonna pulse, pulse, and pulse. So again, we've got 2 things going on at the same time. Those legs are trying to pull toward the shoulders and the palms are trying to press toward the heels. Keep going. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release here. Go ahead and lengthen the legs, maybe roll the ankles. Coming into the Pilates 100, we'll inhale for 5, exhale for 5. Palms will be patting down toward the earth. Options for leg positions are tabletop, where we just were. Lengthening the legs doesn't have to be straight, just a little bit of length in the body. And then a little bit more challenge, if you'd like, is to squeeze the legs together and start to lower to that 45-degree angle. But we're choosing a space in our body where our lower back is super connected the whole time. Let's take an inhale. Let's all start in tabletop. On our exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, lift the shoulders and the head off the earth, reach forward. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Reaching the fingertips toward the heels. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Time to move and take a different leg position if you're ready for something different. Reaching up through the toes and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last option is to flex the feet, lower 45, wherever you are. That lower back is super imprinted. Inhale, exhale. 1 more time, lift a little higher. Exhale, and release the shoulders, pull the knees to the chest, rock side to side. Bringing those knees wide toward the armpits here. 5-part core series. We'll keep that right knee hugged into the chest, extend the left leg long. That left thigh is gonna hover off the earth. Take an inhale. On our exhale, chin tucks, shoulders lift. We'll pull that right knee in as much as we can. 1, 2. Switch sides, left knee pulls. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So if you can, head, Shoulders stay lifted the whole time. In fact, can we make this a little bit bigger, more of a C shape, lifting the shoulder blades up off the earth? It's an active pull into the chest, an active reach through the toes. 2, 1, stay lifted here. Fingertips to the outer ankle bones. Take an inhale, lengthen the whole body. Exhale, sweep around and tuck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sweep, tuck. 3 more. Inhale, exhale. 2, and 1. Release the head for a moment. Same movement here, but we'll work with straight legs. Let's start with those left toes lengthened. Extend the right leg long to hover. Walk the hands up to find your grip point behind the thigh, the calf or the ankle. Again, shoulders will lift, chin tucks to the chest. Pull the knee toward the nose. 1, 2, and switch. 1, 2, 1, 2. So always kind of a daily effort to release judgment about what things are supposed to look like in the body. My legs don't really go to a straightened position. So allow yourself some grace. We're lengthening from the hip bone to the toe. Leg doesn't have to be straight. We're working here. Last one each side. And pause, toes together. Interlace the fingers at the base of the skull. Lengthen through the chest. Open up outer shoulder or outer elbows toward the earth, nice and open. We'll flex the feet here. Press through the lower part of the back. We're going to press into the lower spine so much that we kind of have a little lift here. So instead of thinking about lifting like we would in a reverse crunch, think about pressing the lumbar spine into the earth. Again, working into that super deep part of the core. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted here. Press through the heels, start to lower. 2, 3, hold. 2, 3, lower. 2, 3, hold. If you can keep the lower back in imprint and lower a little bit more, go there now. Hold. 2, 3, point the toes. Lift. 2, 3, hold. Press through the spine. Lift. 2, 3, hold. Final time. Lift. 2, 3, hold. Flex the feet. Take an inhale. Heels drop toward the earth. Exhale, point and sweep up. We've got 5 here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last but not least, we'll bicycle. Right knee comes to the chest. Left leg extends long to the diagonal. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Take an inhale. Stay to exhale. Switch sides. Right elbow, left knee. Inhale. Stay to exhale. Cycle it out here. 8, 7. Finish this core warm-up strong. Rotate as much as you can through the spine. 3, 2, and 1. Release everything down. Rock it out side to side. One more movement before we stand and flow. Bottoms of the feet come to the earth. Hands come next to the sides of the body, palms down, preparing for bridge. We take an inhale here to reset the spine. On our exhale, start to press the lower spine into the earth. Again, hip bones pull up, and then slowly lift the hips, roll all the way up into your bridge. Once we arrive, we're going to hold and pause here. For a moment, can we soften the back side of the body, and could you lift the hip bones a little bit higher, opening the quads? One more breath. Back side of the body is soft. And now engage the glutes. Squeeze up and lift a little more. Walk the heels a little closer toward the body. Lift up even more. And now we roll the weight up onto the balls of the feet. Heels lift here, even a little bit more space. Maybe rolling the shoulders underneath the body just a touch. Grounding down through the ball of that left foot. Lift the right toes up. Doesn't have to be straight, just find some length. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that left glute for 8, 7, 6, 5. Say good morning to your glutes. 3, 2, 1. Pulse down. 8, 7. Teeny tiny pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower the ball of the right foot down to the earth. Reset, heels still lifted here. Grounding down through the right ball of the foot. Extend the left toes up. Squeeze that right bum. Lift, hold. Reach through the toes, reach through the hip bones. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Teeny lower lift. 8, 7. Squeeze that right glute. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower that left leg. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, release the heels. And slowly start to reconnect the vertebra, starting at the top of the spine, allowing the middle of the spine to come back. Keeping that tuck of the belly button so that that's the very last thing the tailbone hits. Come into that neutral spine. Knees come to the chest. We'll take a couple of rolls, rocking side to side, and then we'll find that forward and back motion. And as you arrive, cross at the ankles, plant the hands, step back to your down dog. Find some movement here, sway it out. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, ground down. Inhaling, right toes sweep up, one-legged down dog. On your exhale, we'll round the spine, pull forward, bringing that right knee toward the right tricep. Lower to the wrist. Lift and round the spine, come to the tricep. One more time, lower to the wrist. And lift up. Inhale, reach up. And as the knee comes to the chest, take that big step all the way through warrior lunge. Let's release the knee this first time. Open up again, Anjaneyasana. Take that heart opener, really press forward. And as we hinge forward, fingertips come down, lift that back knee, pull that knee back to the armpit, lift up again, and then sweep the right toes up, one-legged down dog. Release the right toes here. Bring the feet a little bit wider. We'll lower the knees so the shins are parallel coming into this bear pose. We'll walk the hands forward, 1, 2. Walk the toes toward the wrists, 1, 2. Knees tap, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, walk the hands forward, 1, 2. Hold here. Walk the toes toward the wrists, 1, 2. Knees tap, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the hips up, tiptoe all the way up to your forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Hips stay low. We'll sink up into Utkanasana or chair pose. Take an inhale. On your exhale, ground down. So often in chair pose, we talk about rotating and tucking the pelvis. For today, let's take a little bit different approach as we adjust our body. Let's allow some softness in the lower back. Just allow that tailbone to stick out a little bit. Pull the rib cage back into the body to stay super active through the core. Inhale. Exhale, sink into the hips. Press through the bottoms of the feet, come all the way up. Hands come to heart center. Left knee comes up to the chest. Testing our balance and stability, kind of seeing where you're at this morning. Softening the right leg, we'll start to hinge the body forward as that left heel kicks back into warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Maybe lengthening the leg here. And then taking a slow, quiet step as the toes come down behind, right away coming to your warrior 2. So gazing down at the feet on this first round, front heel intersects the arch of the back foot, pressing down through the pinky edge of the back foot. Lengthening across the fingertips as the gaze comes forward. Take an exhale, sink in a little more. Inhale, flip the front hand, and exhale, reverse your wear. Cartwheel the arms all the way back around. Lift the back heel, step back, down dog. Right away, those left toes lift up. Exhale, round the spine, pull forward, left knee to that left tricep. Lower to the wrists. Lift and round, and lower, and lift. Reach up through the left toes, and knee pulls to the chest all the way, step through. Anjaneyasana, back knee might release, open the heart here. Exhale, fingertips float forward, lift that back knee, hug that knee to the armpit, left foot lifts up, again, balance here, knee to the tricep. Inhale, reach up through the toes, and release, down dog. Walk those feet hip distance apart. Lower the shins parallel to the earth. We'll bear walk to the top. Hands forward, 1, 2. Toes forward, 1, 2. Knees tap, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands walk forward, 1, 2. Toes toward the wrists, 1, 2. Tap the knees, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the hips up, tiptoe all the way up to your forward fold. Exhale, soften in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, hips stay low, sweep up into your chair pose. Utkanasana, find that softness in the lower back. So maybe allowing that lower back to curve a little bit. Pull the rib cage back into the body. Squeeze the rib cage around the spine. On your next exhale, sink in a little bit more. And inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right knee pulls up toward the chest. Start to hinge forward, slight bend in that standing leg. Finding your warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. Reaching back through that right heel. And then slowly start to land the right toes behind the body. Coming into your warrior 2, ground down through the pinky edge of the back leg. Front heel intersects the back arch. Sink in, wide across the chest. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, flip the front hand and reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel all the way around. This time, left foot steps back to plank. Option to roll through your chaturanga or upward or downward facing dog. All right. All together, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, ground down. Slowly lower knees to the earth. Time to grab that weight. We will start with the weight in the right hand. So we're stacked up in our all fours position here as if we were setting up for spinal balance. We'll kind of do a variation on spinal balance here. So let's start by extending the left leg behind the body. Toes are on the earth. We'll keep that left hip closed. So sometimes as we extend the leg, the hip wants to open. Hip bones shine toward the earth. And we'll start to lower and lift the back leg. So reaching through the toes, lower and lift. When you're ready, that right elbow is going to lift up to the sky as the toes lift. So just a straight lift up, pulling that weight up toward the shoulder. Elbow comes up toward the sky, reaching through the back toes. 8, 7, 6, 5. Belly button pulled up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the knee down. Walk the hands forward. So now we're in more of a supported plank position. Hips are in front of the knees. We'll just start with that right arm. We'll sweep back. It's just a tricep lift back. Straight arm. And lift. 2 more. We'll add on here. Right hand comes down, weight stays. Lift the knees, press into your plank. Hips lift, down dog. Lower to plank. Knees come to the earth. Hold here, sink the belly button, really squeeze the core. Tricep lift back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weight comes down. Lift the knees, come to your plank. Lift the hips, down dog. Back to plank. Knees come down. Tricep lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to your plank. Lift the hips. Back to plank. One more time, lower the knees. This time we're going to pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the arm down. Place the weight in between the hands. Curl the toes. Lift the hips. Down dog. Walk the feet a little bit wider toward the edges of the mat. Float forward into your plank. And as the hips lift back up, right fingertips come to the left ankle, cross under. Hand comes down, sink back into your plank. Lift up, left fingertips, right ankle. Flowing side to side. Moving with the breath. Let's take 2 more on each side of the body. Maybe thinking about rotating a little bit more as you reach back. Gazing under the armpit. Make the movement a little bit bigger. We'll come back to this again in a little bit. Lift up. Walk those feet back hip distance apart. Lower the knees to the earth. Grab that weight. Come up to the knees and kneeling position here. So we'll just start with that quad opener. So we hinge back, and as we hinge back, we'll press the weight in front of the body. So spine stays long. Belly button stays pulled back, super active through the core. As we lean back, press forward. So it's a big stretch for the legs. Also using the glutes here to support, squeezing through the glutes to come back up. We'll add on here. Let's drop the weight in front of the body. And as we lean back, the weight's gonna drag up the chest all the way up above the head, make a big circle in front of the body as we come up. Drag the weight on the body, reach up, biceps to ears, circle. Back and up and circle. Beautiful. 3 more just like this. And last one. Pause right here, back at center. We'll extend that left leg out to the side. Actually, I lied. Let's extend the right leg out to the side so we can stay on the same arm here. Let's take the weight in both hands for now. And this time, as we start to sink back, bring the glutes toward the left heel and lift back up. And lower and lift. 2 more here. So now we're really feeling that in the left glute, the left hamstring. Pause and stay low here. Weight comes into the left hand, right hand comes to the hip. We're gonna pulse and just take a little bicep reach in front of the body. So it's a little lower and lift with the hips. You should feel a little bit of warmth building in the quad, the glute, the thigh. And then hopefully starting through the arm too, reach the weight toward the earth, pull the elbow behind the body. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center here. Let's take that weight down for a moment. Come to the side, hand underneath the shoulder, extend the leg long. Now the weight comes in the opposite hand. Reach up and overhead, squeeze knee to elbow. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, hand comes to the hip, release that right foot down, bring that left leg out, or you can stay here. We'll take a set of hip dips. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that bottom knee down, lift back up, step the right foot in front of the body. Weight comes to the hand, to the shoulder. Curl the back toes. We'll press through that front heel, lift up to stand, left toes tap, left knee comes back, weight is down. Ground through the heel, lift and press up. Knee comes down and release. Lift, press. Looks good. 4, 3, 2, press through that heel, 1, and go ahead and stay in this lunge. So now we've got the back leg lengthened. We'll just pulse here for a moment. Really think about pressing through that right heel. Strong energy there. And now hinging the body forward, weight comes toward the outside of the right knee, bend, pull back. Bend and tap the left knee, pull back. Hinged forward here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold here and pulse. And just bring that weight to the hip if you like. Focusing on the legs. Pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open up. Goddess squat. Heels in, toes out. Maybe sway side to side. Open the hips. Weight still in that right hand. Stay low here. Spine is long. Slide down that wall. We'll cross and punch and pull. Push and pull. Rotating through the spine. Squeezing the side body, pulling everything in. Ribcage stays in the body. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weight drops behind the body. Lower here. 7, 6. Can you sink a little bit deeper? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to center for a moment. Lengthen. We're going to go right to the other side. I'm going to try to reverse it if I can. Say a prayer for me that my brain works through this. Slide down the wall. We'll lower left weight behind that left leg. Lower and lift here, squeezing through that left side body right away. 4, 3, 2, and 1. As that weight comes back toward the shoulder, we'll cross, press and pull. Option to lift and lower the heels here if you'd like a little bit more energy through the legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step that left foot to center. Extend the right foot back. Lengthen that right leg. Press through the heel. Let's just kind of pulse here. Lower and lift that back leg. And actually, we did pulse at the end. So let's just pulse down. Bring the shoulders back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Press and dig. Drive that left heel into the earth. 3, 2, 1. Start to hinge the body forward as the knee taps. The weight comes down. Pull and pull. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back. Right shin comes parallel. Right knee comes down. Lift up. Step forward. Right knee comes down. Press up. Right knee step up and down. Press and down. This is one of those things where you kind of notice the differences in balance and stability from one side of the body to the next. I say noticing because we're not judging. It just is what it is. Some days are easier than others, right? 3 more. 2, and 1. Come down, release that right knee. Release the left knee. This time that left leg is going to come long right away. Let's come into that side plank position. Right knee can be released down. We've got hip dips. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that bottom knee or stay lifted. Left toes lift up and pull knee to elbow. 8, 7. Squeeze the side body. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend that left leg long. Sweep up. Start to sink back. Let's just kind of get a feel for where we are. Should feel a stretch in the left inner thigh. That right hip is not tapping down toward the heel. It's kind of like we get to a point where we hover and we want to come down, and then we lift right back up. I believe we need to do our right bicep here. So extending that weight toward the earth, pulling the elbow behind the body. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands forward for a moment. Let's bring both knees in. This time knees come wide, so kind of a diamond shape, heels connect. Start to come back again. We're going to hover. Weights, hands come to the weight. This time as we lift up, make that big circle. Weight comes up the body, lean back, squeeze the glutes. 2 more big circles. We'll do a little different variation this time. And this time we're going to bring that weight to the rib cage. Press and pull the elbows, pull the shoulder blades together, elbows behind the body. Pulse right here. So get the hips as close to the heels as you can without touching. Lengthen, bring the chest a little bit closer to the earth if you can. Just working and warming through the thighs here. Keep going. 8. If you're not feeling enough intensity, try sinking a little bit deeper. If you'd like less intensity, come out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release up. You can put that weight in between the hands as you press up into your down dog. Feet come wide to the edges of the mat. Inhale to lower to plank. Exhale, let's take left fingertips, tap toward the right ankle. And release down plank. And right fingertips, left ankle. So on this second round, this is where you might really feel like you can add some rotation in the body. So take your time, pause a little bit, maybe even grab the outer edge and pull to open, rotate through the ribs, pull the belly button in, scoop down, and lift. Wherever you are, take 1 more on each side. And then release the knees. Come back so they're hip distance apart. Weight comes underneath that left hand this time. Hinge forward into your supported plank position. Pull the rib cage in. Open the spine. We'll take those tricep reaches back. Oh, let's bring the knees a little bit wider also for support. Let's take 3 more here and we'll add on. 2 and 1. As the weight comes down, lift the knees, press into your plank. Down dog. Lower to plank. Knees release. 5, 4. Squeeze the sides of the body. 2 and 1. Weight comes down. Plank. Down dog. Plank. Knees release. Last set. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weight comes down. Knees lift. Hips lift. Plank. Release. Weight comes back one more time. Pulse up. 8, 7, 6. Triceps squeeze. Squeeze the left side of the body to support here. 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Walk those knees back in so they're right underneath the hips. Final movement. Right toes reach back. Toes connect. Close that right hip. We'll just start with that lower and lift of the right leg. Whenever you're ready, that left elbow pulls up and up. Squeezing the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades here. Yeah, beautiful. 8, 7, 6. Could you lift the belly just a little bit more? Super active. 3, 2, and 1. Sit that weight to the side. Curl the toes. Lift the hips. Down dog. Walk it out. Coming right into our second flow. Find that space with the flow. Use the breath. Inhaling, right toe sweep up. Exhale, round the spine, float forward. Right knee to right tricep. Lower to wrist. Lift. Lower. And lift. Reach up through the toes. As the knee pulls to the chest, big step through, warrior lunge. This time that back leg is lifted. Big inhale up, Anjaneyasana. Drag that left hip forward. Exhale, hinge forward, hands come to the earth. Knee pulls to the armpit, lift here, and then press up, down dog. Right leg comes down, toes come a little wider. Shin bone comes parallel to the earth, bear pose here. Walk the hands forward, 1, 2. Toes forward, 1, 2. Knees tap, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk the hands forward, 1, 2. Toes forward, 1, 2. Knees tap, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the hips, tiptoe up, forward fold. Exhale it out. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, big circle sweep up. Exhale, let's take a back bend. Open the heart, elbows squeeze behind the body. Inhale to reach up. And as the hands come to heart center, left knee lifts. Flex the foot here. Softening the standing leg, body hinges forward, left heel presses back. Virabhadrasana 3. Slow and soft, quietly lower the left toes to the earth and cartwheel out to your warrior 2. Take an exhale to allow the body to sink in, and inhale, prepare to reverse your warrior. Sinking in just a little bit deeper on your exhale here in reverse. And then we'll come right into side angle pose. That right hand, right elbow is going to come to the inside of that right knee. You can extend and reach the left fingertips up and over, or reach the left fingertips toward the sky. Gently guiding that right knee open with the right elbow. Inhale here. And now let's sink down into Skandasana. So lifting the left toes coming to the heel, let the hips lower toward the earth, really opening that left hip. Find some movement, maybe sway it out. And finally, we're gonna walk the hands around the right foot. Come up to the left toe. We're coming into this twisted or reverse Skandasana. So now we're on the pinky edge of that left foot, really opening the right hip. So left hip coming down toward the earth, left hand underneath the shoulder, kind of in this twisted position, like a twisted lunge. So just opening the hip here, allow some movement. Slowly come back to center, hands come underneath the shoulders, right toes lift up, and release down dog. Inhaling left toes. Exhale, round the spine, knee comes to the tricep. Lower to the wrist, lift to the tricep. Lower and lift. Three-legged dog as the toes sweep up. Round the spine, knee pulls to the chest. Big step through. Anjaneyasana, back heel or back knee can stay lifted or release down. Open the heart. Hinge forward in the body. Exhale as the hands come down. That left foot lifts. Knee comes back to the tricep and lift up one-legged down dog. Releasing the left toes down. Feet come a little wider. Lower the knees so the shins are parallel. Hands walk forward. 1, 2. Toes walk forward. 1, 2. You know where we're going. Knees tap. 3, 2. One more time. Hands walk forward. Toes walk forward. Knees tap. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips lift. Take that tiptoe to the top. Forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Big circle sweep up. We'll take that juicy back bend again. Open the heart, press the hip bones forward. Elbows squeeze behind the body. And inhale back to center. This time as the hands come to heart center, that right knee will come up, kind of bringing it parallel with the earth. Flex the foot. Softening the left leg as we start to hinge forward, coming into your Virabhadrasana 3. Reach through the heel. Pull that right hip down, square. And then slowly and gently, quietly land the right toes. Sweep all the way around to your warrior 2. Take an exhale to ground down. Sink a little deeper into that front leg. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale again, sink in, ground down. Coming into side angle pose. Left elbow comes to the inside of the left knee. Right fingertips can reach up toward the sky, or bicep can come toward the ear, extended side angle. Gently guiding that left knee to open with the elbow. Take a breath. And then slowly start to sink down into your Skandasana. So hips come toward the earth, hands come to prayer. Right toes lift maybe. Just finding that big stretch through the hips, the inner thigh. Staying here, or when you're ready, walk the hands all the way around that left foot. Lift the right heel and come into that reverse position. So now we're on the pinky edge of the right foot. Just opening the hip, allowing some movement in the body here. Take one more breath. All right, come back to center, hands under the shoulders. Step that left foot back to plank. Roll through your Vinyasa or Maiden down dog. Beautiful, yogis. Gaze comes forward. We'll take that hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Slowly, actually, let's swap the feet. Let's heel toe out. Take a little Malasana, one more little hip opener here while we're there. Lower the hips toward the earth. Elbows come to the insides of the knees. Heart shines through the collarbones. Slight tuck of the chin to the chest, lengthening the back of the neck. Close the eyes, pause here. Just a little bit more work. A little bit more heating up, energizing through the core. And slowly lower the bum down. We'll grab that weight one more time. So bringing the feet nice and wide. We'll start with that lengthened spine. So as if you've got that rod from the tailbone coming into the earth all the way to the crown of the head. We'll bring that weight up and overhead. One more little tricep work here. Try to squeeze the elbows toward one another. And we'll just start with a lift and lower here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that weight up. As you start to round through the spine and hinge back, that weight will come between the legs. Pulse up. 4, 3, squeeze the ribcage in. 2, and 1. Hinge all the way back up. Come to that lengthened spine. Weight comes up and overhead. Triceps. 4, 3, 2, 1. Round the spine. Come all the way back. C shape. 4, 3, squeeze and lift, and 1. One more time, come back up. This time we've got 8, 7, 6, hug the elbows, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Round the spine, come back. Now take the weight, so the palms are pressing into the side of the weight, or if you have both, you can just press the weights together. We'll just start to rotate a little bit here. Let's actually walk the feet a little bit closer together. Let's connect the knees, press the inner part of the knees toward one another, and just focus on creating that heat on the outside of the body, feeling a little bit of energy in the shoulders here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's pause here. Bring the weight to the outside of the left thigh. So we're going to press in. So you're pressing that left hand into the weight. You're pressing that top of the right hand into the outer part of the left thigh. So just that action alone, kind of like that abdominal bracing, we're just kind of bracing for movement here. So right away you feel that energy in the left side of the body. Let's extend the right leg. We're going to lower and lift that right leg, pointing through the toe, continuing to press and press. Maybe pulse and push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right toe stay lifted. Make that half circle around, tap to the earth, and tap, and tap. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, release the right foot. Take the weight to the right side of the body. Again, we're pressing the right hand into the outside of the weight, pressing the top of that left hand now into the thigh. So pause here for a moment and just press, feel that connection, feel the sensation in the body. Press in. Now let's extend that left leg long, lower and lift left. We're reaching from the hip bone all the way to the toe. Now maybe pulse in. So as that leg lowers and lifts, pulse and press, pulse and press. Yes. Big work here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Weight comes to the center. Last movement. Inhale, come up. Exhale, round the spine, slide down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, round the spine. So maybe coming a little bit deeper each time. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Hold right here. Push forward and forward. You can put the weight down anytime you want. Hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Belly button, pull the spine super strong. Roll all the way up. Cross at the heels. Put that weight down in front. Step back. Come to your plank. We're only here for a moment. Final plane that we're going to work in is prone. We're going to come on our belly here. So hug the elbows in toward the body. Slowly lower. You can lower the knees here too. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let everything come down. Big inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Last but not least, we are going to work on the back side of our core, a little bit of spinal extension. So let's just start with some really gentle Cobra action here. So bringing the feet about hip distance apart, connect the tops of the feet to the earth. Fingers are spread wide at the sides of the rib cage. Elbows squeeze back. So we're squeezing that pencil between the shoulder blades. And now activate the legs. Press the tops of the feet into the earth so much that you feel the thighs lift. Feel that energy. Could you press and lift just a little more? And then on your inhale, reach through the crown of the head, chest lift, shoulder blades squeeze a little bit closer together. Hold here. Could you connect more through the hip bones? Press down through the hip bones. Maybe that means that you can safely lift the palms, float the palms off the earth. Feeling any compression in our lower back means that we need to back off just a little bit. Hold here. If you'd like a little bit more intensity, maybe now lifting the tops of the feet up off the earth, squeezing the glutes, shoulder blade squeeze, the entire posterior chain, super active here. Now let's sweep the arms to the sides of the body, palms face the hips, and just pulse in, pulsing the heels toward one another, pulsing the palms toward the thighs, lifting up and out just a little more. 4, 3, 2, And 1. Release down. Let's slide the forearms up the body, coming into Sphinx. If this is uncomfortable for your lower back, a second round of Cobra might be better. So you choose where your body would like to go today. If you're in Sphinx, your elbows are just beneath the shoulders, pressing the hip bones, heart lifts up and through. Gaze down toward the top of the mat to keep that neck in alignment. Now you can pause here and really focus on that lifting, getting as much expansion as possible, or maybe press the palms into the earth, lifting all the way up. This is definitely a part of the body. Extension is different from day to day, depending on what we're going through. Lower back is a place where we can hold all kinds of junk. So go where your body will comfortably go today. We're gonna start to work our way out of that. So if the elbows are lifted, release the elbows. Slowly start to lower all the way down. Windshield wiper the legs here. And our final movement for today is bow. Big heart opener, big opener for the quads. So we'll start with half bow, and maybe you'll stay in half bow the whole time. Right hand comes underneath the face. That arm is going to be parallel to the top of the mat. You can lower the forehead down, bend that left leg 90 degrees, bring the heel toward the glutes, and then maybe reach that right arm around, grabbing the top of the foot. If you have a strap or a towel, that might be helpful also. So before we do anything here, let's press both hip bones into the earth, pull the heel toward the glute, feel that stretch in the quad. Again, this may be it, you may want to stay right here. If you'd like a little more intensity, maybe pressing the top of that ankle or the foot into the hand so much that you feel that left knee lift just a bit. So we've got this beautiful opening energy happening through the quad, but then also the shoulder as we lift up. Gaze is down to keep the neck in alignment. Take one more breath. And release. As the left leg comes down, right leg comes up, switch arms so that left forearm is parallel. Maybe soften the forehead down to the hand. As we bring the right heel toward the glute, find that grip point at the ankle or the top of the foot. Let everything come down first, just pulling that heel toward the glute. Start to open the quadricep. And then maybe pressing the top of the foot or the front of the ankle into the hand so much that we feel that lift. Hip bones press down, shoulder opens. One more breath. And release. Option to come into a full bow if it's available to you, reaching around to grab both ankles. You can just do half bow again, a little short one on each side if you like. So pressing the hip bones into the earth, squeeze the shoulder blades together, pull the knees toward one another, and then float and lift up. You might notice some movement in the body with the breath here, kind of rocking on the hip bones. One more inhale, lift. And exhale, release down. Windshield wiper those legs one more time. And as the tops of the feet come down, hands come back aside the ribs. Press through the palms, curl the toes, press up through all fours. And just drop to one hip or the other. We'll find a seated position. You can either sit cross-legged or sit on the knees, whatever's comfortable in your body. Just close the eyes for a moment. We'll just create a little bit of space here before we end our practice to come back to that breath. Maybe not worrying so much now about the length of the inhale or the exhale or the Ujjayi breath, but just allowing the breath to move through the body more naturally, whatever that looks like for you. Noticing that the spine might be a little longer. Just feeling a little bit more controlled. All of this energy and heat that we've built in the core of the body. Not only the center of our grounding, our balance, physical movement, all kind of centered from the core. But our gut is also so much kind of the warehouse for everything that we're feeling and our emotions. Just noticing that heat, that energy that we've built. And if you would join me, bringing your hands to heart center, thumbs might come to the sternum. Just gently allowing the head to bow, honoring your practice, those who shared this hour with us. That energy and love that each of us have shared with ourselves and others over this hour is something that is common to all. Let's continue to honor one another in our words, our actions, our practice, our thoughts. Namaste.